The 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Kia.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. Always a pleasure, and I mean that, to be here with Kenny and Shaq. And tonight, it'll be the Houston Rockets going up against the Phoenix Suns. The Suns coming into this one following a loss to the 76ers at Wells Fargo Center. They won the first matchup of this season series. We'll see if they can get another tonight. And Eric Bledsoe, one to watch in our game tonight. Just a force to be reckoned with out there on the floor. Shaq, he's a guard who does it all.
Yeah, I don't usually talk about the guards because I'm a big guy, but this guy's a great rebounder at his size. He rebounds like a big man. He's worked to improve that outside shot. Now he can score in a variety of ways like my main man Kenny Smith used to do down there.
I tell you, though, but he's like a running back in football, man. That guy's built like a Adonis. I tell you, he's unbelievable. Defensively, he has an impact as well, not just on the offensive end, Shaq, because he can guard people and he can body them out of the lane. He is what I call the little big man.
Adonis, huh?
Yes.
Adonis.
Oh, I think it's
so
Adonis.
So you like Bledsoe's body.
Oh, there it is. Yes, I thought I had the wrong Greek god for a second, the way he had me.
No. You know your Greek gods, that's for sure. Here's Kevin Harlan.
I thought I had the wrong purpose. He was like Adonis.
An aerial view of the many buildings making up the skyline of beautiful Houston, Texas. Our broadcast setting tonight. Rockets here at home in this Western Conference matchup, live here in Houston. This is Kevin Harlan. We've got Chris Webber and Greg Anthony with us. And from the sideline, we'll be hearing from David Aldridge. A good game here would get this road trip started confidently for the Suns. They've been playing very well lately. It's been 4 wins for them in their last 5 games.
And they're trying for their second win in as many games against these guys. They were able to exploit their advantages the first time around. They're out to prove that that was no fluke.
This is where you have a chance to establish a pattern of dominance over another club. We'll see if they can ride the momentum off this last one.
And before the action gets going here, let's go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Mike D'Antoni. David, what's the news?
Okay, Kevin, thanks very much. He told me he's anticipating just as tough a game today as the first time they met this team, a result that did not go their way. He said, "We know we're in the underdog role against these guys, and that's fine by us. We welcome the challenge." Well, let's see if they're up to it. Kevin?
Thank you, David. And Chris, at the midway point of the season, are teams worried about peaking too early? Is that a real concern for teams?
Yeah, you know what? I've never understood the phrase peaking too early. I never understood what that meant. You know, you're supposed to try to win every game you can. There's no such thing as perfection, so you'll never peak.
Great way to put it. And it's the Suns to start out. Looking at the starting 5 for the Phoenix Suns. Bledsoe teams up with Booker in the backcourt. Warren is out there with Chandler, and it's Dudley in at the 3, the small forward. Now here's Chandler. Puts up a 3. Second shot opportunity. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
And just watching Devin Booker out there, he looks so complete. Shooting guard already. You can see why this team, this Phoenix team, is so excited about his prospects going forward.
Yeah, I mean, and Booker is just a complete package, and with a lot of room to grow his game. I mean, a great shooter from mid-range and beyond the arc, and he's shown that he can be creative in finding ways to put points on the board.
And he sinks the second. And here's Houston. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
Yeah, and in that game, we saw a lot of sloppy play from the opposing offense. They coughed the ball up, a lot of unforced turnovers.
Well, I thought they lacked focus. They took too many unnecessary chances. Just a ton of mistakes all the way around for everyone.
Here's Dudley. Chandler. The dish to Dudley. Outside for Bledsoe. Dudley against Ariza. And he makes that one. Dudley's got his first bucket of the night.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
Paul right side, and it's Ariza in the corner. Good, and Paul gets the assist.
Oh, and Ariza loves getting these mid-range games. I mean, quick to fire from that.
Out left to the wing. Warren against Anderson. Chandler kicks to Bledsoe. Here's Dudley. Misses the layup.
They're sputtering a little on offense to start this game. 1 for 4 so far.
Paul passes to Nene. And Nene with the stuff.
Man, that's just tremendous court vision and timing. That assist was right on the money.
The Suns have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Dudley's shot is good.
And a crafty pass into the lane, perfectly executed.
Phoenix on defense, coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
The inability to make threes in that game, because they took a lot of them, I think, is why they ended up on the short end of the stick.
Well, this shows you the guys like to play inside and out. To keep the defense guessing, you don't let them load up on you along the perimeter.
So it's the Rockets now, following the score by Phoenix. Nene dishes to Paul. Shoots from the elbow. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
And Booker kicks to Bledsoe. And there's the feed to Chandler. Bledsoe against Harden. 6 to shoot. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And for a while, people weren't sure if Eric Bledsoe could be a true point guard for a team. I think the way he has played, though, Greg, the last year or two, has dispelled any of those concerns in that area.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe not a double-digit assist guy at any point, but you don't need him to be. He does so much else on the offensive end and still gives you good assist totals, and more importantly, creates scoring chances and rebounds well for his position. And when you watch Eric Bledsoe, I mean, sometimes it's mind-boggling to believe he's only 6'1". I mean, he plays several inches taller, and he's not afraid to take it at big guys. I mean, he's got that incredible wingspan, which obviously helps along with the athletic ability. But, you know, I think he's starting to show people that he can man the helm in terms of that point guard position. And the real question is going to be, can he stay healthy over the course of a season, because the talent is unquestioned.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And thinking about Bledsoe, he's just such an explosive player for his height. Usually the dunks and the burst he provides is something, Greg, you'd expect a small forward to do.
Yeah, and there's a reason why he's known as mini LeBron. Pound for pound, might be one of the strongest players in the league. Incredibly hard to move when he's planted.
That free throw, no good.
Harden can carry an offense alone with his scoring. That's no secret. A big part of why he's able to do that is because he's so gifted at getting to the line. The past couple of years, he's averaged more than 10 free throw attempts a game.
And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. And however you feel about Harden getting to the line, whether you think he deserves it or oversells calls, you can't deny, Chris, that he is effective doing it.
Well, some may say it's a lot easier to shoulder an offensive load at the free throw line. They may never have taken the physical beating that it takes to get to that line. You got to give Harden credit. He knows how to create contact and push the issue. Very crafty when he goes up for a shot. If he feels a defender is caught with his hand in the cookie jar, in other words, reaching in for the ball.
Out of bounds.
And that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession. Houston on D. It's a 3-point game. And the rejection by Harden. Ariza outside. Back to Harden. With the shot. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Wow, after 5 shots, they have connected on 4 of them. Exactly the start they were looking for.
Call against Bledsoe. Five to shoot. Warren kicks to Chandler. It's deflected. Bledsoe. And again, it's the Suns missing. The Rockets have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Nene with the screen on Bledsoe. Paul passes to Nene. Chandler with the steal. Here's Warren. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Warren's got his first points of the night.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
When he has the ball in his hands in transition, he always finishes strong, just like he did there.
Now here's Paul. Playing Memphis, he was nearly unstoppable.
That rebound was up for grabs to get, but his length really was the determining factor in him coming away with it.
Got a piece of it, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Ariza. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for the Suns.
And they love to spread the floor with shooting. A lot of three-point attempts, and that's been the league-wide direction, and this group has been no exception.
Off the inbound pass, and it's Bledsoe laying it in.
Oh, you have to like the play call there. Caught the defense napping a bit.
Rockets trail by 5. Paul kicks to Harden. Inside. Fires the 3. Another miss by Harden. The Suns have gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. The 3 from Dudley. Ariza with the rebound. Houston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. Nice checked in for Devin Booker. And Ariza isn't a guy you build a team around, Chris, but he is a solid starter in the NBA.
And he's a guy that's supposed to get more credit for his tenacity on the defensive end. His frame and defensive fundamentals allow for a lot of flexibility from his coach. He still has fast hands and is always up there in steals when the season comes to a close.
Dudley's shot is good.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Now here's Paul. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And it's sent back by Bledsoe. That shot is off. And Houston the other way now.
Cold start to this game for him. A lot of his shots have been off.
And Phoenix pushing it up now. Bledsoe's got the ball. And taken away by Paul. Here's Harden. Goes back up. Ariza. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Their last encounter was in Phoenix.
And they got the better of this matchup last time with their defensive pressure and the ability to force turnovers.
Relentless pressure. I think that was the key, forcing a number of big miscues, which swung the momentum of that game.
There's a lot of former players now in coaching in the NBA. And let's say you had to assemble a pickup squad from the head coaching ranks. Who are we talking about here?
Oh, man, that's a great question. I'm going with Jason Kidd, Tyrone Lue, Steve Kerr.
Yes.
Earl Watson. How about Luke Walton?
Yes.
You know, and Scott Brooks, Doc Rivers.
Yes.
Man, the list goes on and on.
That's right. Houston making a switch here. And Baamute's checked in. Paul against Knight. Here's Paul. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That'll be his second foul of the game. So for the Suns, Bender, he's checked in for T.J. Warren. Chris comes in for Jared Dudley. And it's Price in for Eric Bledsoe. They set the pick, and that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession. This break in the action gives us a chance to show you the NBA's current fast break specialists. The Suns third, fifth best, the Rockets.
And both squads extremely adept in transition. They like to get out and run, guys, and this is a battle of greyhounds.
Price outside. Pass to Knight. Tipped away. To the middle. Just 5 on the clock. Offensive rebound. And it goes down 2 points.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Paul dishes to Harden. Here is Mbamute. A three-pointer off the mark. Suns leading by 6. The 3. Rebound by Nene. And it's Houston on the break. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Kev, whenever I see Trevor Reeves out there, I can't help but think of how he came into the spotlight. He went from being a role player early to becoming a major part of teams after his stint with the Lakers. He said he learned a lot from playing with Kobe.
The Rockets have gone 1 of 3 at the line here.
And taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
Free throw drops for Ariza. And with Ariza, part of his progression was natural, but he knows that he made a huge jump after he played with Kobe in L.A.
Well, I thought his quote about playing against Kobe was great. I mean, he said, the first time I played against Kobe, he scored 40 on me. The last time I guarded him, he scored 35. So I guess I got a little bit better. You know what? Great sense of humor. Just glad to see it.
And the Suns now are clearly in rebuild mode. I mean, they thought going into the year they'd be able to compete, but last season they had to blow things up, and then you had the injuries as well. So turmoil within this team has led them to look more to the future.
Here's Nene, and Nene slams it in.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. Now, here is Knight. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Kicks it to Bender. Fires for 3. And Mbamute pulls it in. And with the Suns transitioning into a rebuilding team, they do have, they feel, some great young talent to build around.
And it starts with Devin Booker. He looks like he can be a star in this league. Have also done a good job of collecting first-round picks to help accelerate the rebuilding process.
Paul with the ball. To the middle. Here's Nene. Back to Paul. Shoots it. But they get it back. Nene, the pass to Ariza. And no good that time. The Suns go the other way with it. Knight on the wing. Defended by Paul. Here's Chris. It's rebounded by Houston. Ariza's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Harden kicks to Paul. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time.
Oh, you like how Harden spots up his teammates perfectly. I mean, he just knows how to get them the ball in the right places.
Knight against Paul. Feeds it to Bender. No good on the 3. Rockets trail by 4. Paul dishes to Harden. To the paint. And Nene with the stuff.
You know, didn't need 2 hands for that slam. One will do just fine.
You're right. He can save the other hand for the next time. Knight kicks to Price. Dishes at the land. Can't hit the turnaround jumper. Houston's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Harden, no good.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now here's Knight. 9 points last game. Lets it go from deep. Good on the triple. Knight's got 5 points so far.
there's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
Now, some teams just always happen to have one position that is filled by a great player. For the Rockets, that position is center.
And you look back, Chris, at the names of the centers for the Houston Rockets: Ralph Sampson, Hakeem Olajuwon, Yao Ming. I mean, incredible to have talent like that all in a row.
And most recently, Dwight Howard. But Hakeem is undoubtedly the best of the bunch, but all were arguably the best at their position when they played in Houston. The fans of the Rockets have been spoiled for decades with all the great big men that have played for their teams.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. P.J. Tucker comes in for Trevor Ariza. Eric Gordon, he's checked in for James Harden. And it's Brown in for Paul. Now here's Brown. Over in the corner, Mbamute. Trying to find Capella, gets it to him. And Dragan Bender gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Here's Brown. On the wing, Gordon. A floater.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Everything he is throwing up has been off. He needs to find his groove and soon.
Tucker. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And a problem that this Rocket team, Chris, has had to deal with the last few seasons is quitting on themselves during games.
I mean, that's something you have to bring to the table as a player yourself. That's something that is very hard to coach out of a team or prevent, because it's all on the mentality of the players. Just mental lapses in general have been a big problem for the Rockets over the last couple of seasons. And it's a shame because they have been so deadly when they all have their heads in the game from start to finish.
And he knocks down the first one. Both free throws good from Tucker. Well, historically, the Suns have always been a more offensive-minded franchise, but their lack of defense really came to harm them last season, Greg. Just couldn't get any stops.
Yeah, the Suns had a tough time challenging shots and preventing easy baskets. Most of their struggles as a team started on the defensive end, had one of the worst opponent field goal marks in the entire league.
Here's Brown. Phoenix able to drain the three. The pass to Gordon. Six to shoot. Passes it to Tucker. No good there. The Suns go the other way with it. To the inside. That's good from Price, the assist by Knight. And now it's an 8-point Suns lead.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here's Brown. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
They are just killing them on the interior.
17 seconds left in the first quarter. Knight against Brown. Glenn, a screen. Knight passes to Price. Fires from deep. The shot, no good. And that does it for the first quarter. Suns lead by 6. And we'll be back with you right after this. And let's hear from Tyson Chandler. He talked about what he brings to this team.
I do a lot that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. That's what I pride myself on. You know, some nights you're not going to get the ball, but you still can be effective on the floor. Whether that's rebounding, playing defense, hustling, trying to create extra shots for your team. Whatever it is necessary that I feel like help my team get a win.
Chandler has long been the kind of player all coaches want on their team. He's the definition, Greg, of an unselfish player. who doesn't care about his ego or his stats.
And he knows that and prides himself on it. That also makes him the kind of player his teammates appreciate so much, because they know nobody wins any rings without a guy like Tyson Chandler on the team.
And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. What stands out to you from the Suns in this one?
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, consistent pressure on the ball, taking some chances right now. The other side scrambling to adjust.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Suns. Bledsoe teams up with Booker in the backcourt. Chandler out there with T.J. Warren, and it's Dudley in at the 3 slot. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Capella. Here's Gordon, and then Gordon with the dunk.
I tell you what, they won't be down for long if they can get some more early offense like that.
Phoenix leading by 4. Booker outside. Out to the wing. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, when you watch Clint Capella play, you notice how smooth he moves for a center of his size. He gets off the floor easily to contest shots or grab boards. He can cover a lot of space in a short amount of time when acting as the help defender.
For Phoenix, they have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
Both good from the line that time. And with Capella in his movement, you also like what it does for him in transition.
Well, don't forget, Capella has that deceptive limp, too. You don't think he can take off from that far out and get a shot. But all of a sudden, boom, he's dunking right there on your dome or throwing your shot out to the 3rd row for a souvenir for some kid to take home.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, a lot of Thunder fans still lamenting the trade of James Harden to the Rockets a couple of years ago when he became a superstar. But Harden doesn't. He said recently, "This is beyond my expectations. If I'd stayed in OKC, I'd still be in a good situation, but I don't think the sneaker deal and these other opportunities would have happened." He added, "Look, this is a grind. Every time you lose, you're blamed. For me, it's about continuing to work and focusing on what I can control." Kevin?
He deserves that top billing, D.A. Thanks. Here's Tucker after the made shot from Tyson Chandler. And Phoenix pushing it up now. Bledsoe's running. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
And we see some coaches who keep their young players, Chris, on a very tight leash. They limit their minutes. They keep them on the bench. If they make a mistake, they're yanked quickly out of a game. Others give their youngsters more leeway, and they work to instill confidence in their play on the floor. How do you strike that right balance?
Well, I think you strike that right balance by knowing and understanding your player. You know, guys aren't just playing in games. Most time is spent in practices, so you're getting to know the habits of your player, the work ethic of your player, the mental capacity of your player. So many times coaches know before the first game how much they want to play or not play a guy. Now, it's up to you as a player to prove your coach wrong, and no matter how much trust he has in you, to continue to increase and to build on that trust that he's shown in you. But, you know, it's a fine, delicate balance. But what you want to make sure, though, that every guy is accountable on both ends of the floor. Every guy is unselfish, and that you kind of promote leaders and you set a culture of leadership on your team. So I think a lot of it is up to the coach to set the tone, and usually great players are followed.
Well said. That free throw good from Warren. And the Rockets have a big fan base in Texas and the surrounding area. There's no doubt. But they also, Chris, have one of the biggest fan bases overseas.
I mean, well, let's be honest. The reasoning for the huge Chinese following, of course, was Yao Ming. Yao was not only an incredible player, but a huge ambassador for the sport and the Rockets. Amazing that his impact and fandom still can be found with the Rockets, even years after his retirement.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points. Now, here's Bledsoe. He's coming off a 25-point game against Philadelphia.
Don't forget, he also racked up 3 steals. He showed terrific anticipation and heart on the defensive end.
Clock at 4. On its way from Dudley for 2, and the shot falls short this time. Rockets trail by 9. Here's Tucker, a leaner, feeds it to Anderson, and so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. And we see the growth of the three-point shooting big man, the stretch 4, if you will. Ryan Anderson was at the forefront, it seems, of that movement.
Yeah, especially at his volume of threes. He's never been just a secondary floor spacer. He's a go-to scoring threat with his outside shooting.
No good on the free throw. Well, it sure feels like more and more the league has demanded now more players with skill at every position. Guys, Chris, who can dribble and pass and shoot. Do you think you'd have been even more valued if you played in today's game?
You know what? Legend once told me not to kind of look back and compare or to wonder about what could have been. And I don't know. I do like the fact that when I had that skill set, it was appreciated by my coach, teammates, and some fans. But for most people back then, they would say you're trying to do too much, or it doesn't mean anything to have 5 assists a game or to get guys involved. And, you know, for me, I just thought that the more you can do, the better you are at all skill sets, the more you kind of make yourself valuable to your team, the more you should be on the court, and it validates that. So for me, I just took all my favorite players and I stole from them. I wanted to be like them, and I thank the generations that came before me that allowed me to see what the game should look like, and then, you know, add my own little style and flair to it and do my own thing.
Good point.
Out of sync at the line, it's really been a consistent problem for this team.
And Phoenix making a change here. Knight's checked in. And so he hits both. Here's Knight. He has 5. He dishes it to Warren. And here's Dudley for 3. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Gabella's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
If he can find himself out there, his team will be in fantastic shape to get this win.
Now here's Gordon. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Shot clock at 6. Here's Brown. The Rockets with another miss.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Solid defense. They weren't going anywhere against them there.
Gordon against Knight. Warren sets the pick for Knight. They get it again. Tries again. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart.
And these sorts of nights can't happen. I mean, an extremely rough outing from him in terms of his efficiency. And at this point, the only thing you can hope for is to try to get into some sort of rhythm. Get a couple in a row, try to get to the free throw line, and build some confidence.
No good on the free throw.
Well, after getting to the stripe in the first quarter, he's definitely been more assertive driving inside.
Houston making some changes. Reza comes in for P.J. Tucker, and Paul subbed in for Brown. And he sinks the second. Rockets trail by 7. All up top. He's guarded by Knight. And Anderson has it in the corner. That 3 off the mark. For Phoenix, they've gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Bledsoe with it. And it's Gordon picking him up. Chandler dishes to Knight. Paul with the steal. And it's Houston on the break. Ariza kicks to Anderson. Stolen by Warren. And they're pushing it up. And here's Dudley for three. That shot no good. And the Rockets take it the other way. Their next game is at the American Airlines Center in Dallas for a game with the Mavericks. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Phoenix leading by 7. Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line. First trip to the line for him here. And he can't get the first one. Houston making some changes. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. And it's Harden in for Gordon. And the second free throw, good. The third. Rockets trail by 9. Paul outside. Takes a shot at the elbow. Stolen by Bledsoe. Here's the break. All going up court. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Bledsoe's got the lead up to 11 now for Phoenix.
I love the killer instinct he shows right there, exploding to the rim to add to the lead.
No mercy. He's one of the best at slamming the door shut in the opposition's face when they're trying to come back. And after all the dust had settled in the Houston coaching search, the Rockets turned to Mike D'Antoni to take over the reins. Mike D inherits a team that underachieved and is in a bit of a transition phase.
Well, with a strong mix of perimeter and interior defense, these leading shot blockers among small forwards this past month have had a very good run at their own end of the court. 5th, Trevor Ariza.
And that's a group of perhaps the most well-rounded defenders in our league. Solid on the perimeter with the ability to block shots on the interior.
But just think about it. Being able to guard both the post and perimeter is big for matchup purposes. It makes things so much easier for the defense as a whole.
Now, here is Harden. He had 25 points in the win against Memphis.
Oh, and the Yeoman's work down on the boards, helping the team maximize the number of possessions.
Anderson passes to Harden. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and that one is good.
Basket's good.
And for the Rockets hiring Mike D'Antoni, they wanted to add even more fuel to their explosive offense, it seems.
Well, usually you hire a coach that can shore up weakness in the roster. That's not the case for the Rockets and D'Antoni by any means. They felt going all in on offense was the right move.
Suns leading by 8. Outside Knight. Bledsoe against Harden. And Eric Bledsoe again. Bledsoe's got 6 in the quarter.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
Oh, you asking me? The defense has been garbaggio. I've lost track. The D has been non-existent, and they've taken full advantage of it.
Harden, no good.
He just looks off in this one. Can't seem to throw it in the ocean.
Warren kicks to Dudley. Pass to Bledsoe. Knocks down the 10-footer. And now it's a 12-point Phoenix lead.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
Phoenix has got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. And the shot by Warren, no good. Nene dishes to Paul. He kicks it to Anderson. Stolen by Warren, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Anderson. Houston making a switch here. And Baamute's checked in. And then for Phoenix, Chris comes in for Jared Dudley. And it's Price in for Eric Bledsoe.
Looking now at some numbers for Warren. Some impressive play from him over the last month. He's around 10 points per game, 6 rebounds, and just over 2 steals. And you love his anticipation. All those steals, he's always a step ahead, reading plays before they develop.
First free throw is good. Alex Len's checked in for Phoenix. And he can't hit the second. Rockets trail by 13. Down low. It's stolen. It's Knight with the drive. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Knight's got his 3rd bucket of the night. And for the Rockets, they're shooting just 29% in the second quarter. The offense is suffering. Riza and fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2. Alex Len picks one up.
And during Ariza's career, he has established himself as an effective role player and fantastic outside shooter and a tenacious defender.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
And high-quality numbers for him all season long. How about 81 from the line?
That free throw, no good. Chris, when you think about what you've been able to accomplish throughout your life to this point, aside from your NBA career, what have been some of your most fulfilling experiences?
You know what? I think my charities. I think working with people in the cities that I've played with and in my home of Detroit and trying to help and give back in some of those ways. I think sports-wise, of course, is high school titles, playing in college with my boys. And personally, in the art-wise, I would have to say being a producer and producing 2 songs for Nas, one of the greatest rappers that ever, walked the face of this earth. And so being able to produce 2 songs on an album like that, just a great feel. So for me, I've never been one to really just share those passions and talk about them. But, I definitely would say charity and arts, two big passions of mine, Kevin.
Well said. And here's Phoenix. They're on a 12-4 run.
And for years, we've heard everyone point out the fact that Harden doesn't play great defense. Sometimes he can even be a liability on the floor. Let's see if he takes pride in his individual and team defense this year.
And it does seem easy at times to pick on Harden for his lack of defensive prowess, but you watch the tape, Chris, and you watch the games, and he just won't put forth the needed effort on that end of the floor.
And look, as a leader to the rest of your teammates, it can be frustrating for teammates and coaches alike. It's not a physical issue. It is the question of, is one motivated? Does one care? What about the awareness of the floor? Unfortunately, Harden is the only one that can change how he plays defense.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
And Bender's one of those guys just oozing with potential. A big man who runs the floor well and uses his size down close to the basket.
No reason he couldn't have taken more time and finished that one off. Disappointing miss for sure.
Len with a screen on Paul. The dish to Price. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. Knight's got 4 assists now tonight.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And stolen by Knight. It's 2-on-1. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Baamoute. And he knocks down the first one.
And it seemed like a while there, people just weren't sure if Brandon Knight was a 1 or a 2. I think now, though, having shown the flourishes at that off-guard spot, he's defining who he's going to be. A terrific scorer who can create for others and still has the ability to make plays. The one big question I have moving forward is, can he improve enough defensively to where now you're talking about a guy that can be one of the best players on a really good team?
The feed now to Harden. To end the run, and the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. For Houston, they have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game.
One shot.
Free throw good from Harden.
And Harden was the runner-up for the MVP award in 2015, a dynamite player, and continues to excel in all aspects of the game.
Now, here is Knight. 9 points in the game so far. Now, here's Bender. Here's Len. No good off the front iron.
The defense got super lucky there because he does not miss many of those.
To the inside. Shot's good from Mba'amute. Mba'amute has got his first bucket of the night.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
Awesome attack toward the basket right there. This young man stays on his grind, showing his true grit and finding a way to get that one to go. He's nailing a lot of his attempts right now. This might end up being a big game for him.
Now Knight. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Lets it go from the wing. Here's Chris. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Rockets trail by 15. Inside. Here is Mba'amute. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. And we take a look here at the shot chart.
Well, just look at the cluster in the middle of the paint. That right there tells you all you need to know about how they have built the lead they have. They are playing with more intensity on the offensive side of the ball, and it's the difference in the game right now. You have to love how they've approached this matchup.
And he makes the first. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Houston. Brown comes in for Paul. And Mba'amute drops them both. Suns leading by 13. And here is Knight. 9 points in the game so far. Offensive struggles continue, missing again.
He's been able to connect here in the second half after hitting one in the first.
Brown outside. He feeds it to Harden. Here's Nene. Len grabs the board. Len's got his third rebound on the night. Down low. Here's Bender out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
And let's see some numbers here on Nene. The past month has been surreal. 9th in blocks, 12th in rebounding, and not many players convert opportunities inside as well as he. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
Harden against Price. Harden kicks it to Tucker. Harden outside. To the inside. Shoots. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
At the line for your Rockets, Nene. 2 shots.
And that one misses. Gordon's checked in for James Harden. He hits the second from the line. 43 seconds left in the second quarter. Brown against Knight. To the wing on the left. Lenka kicks to Knight. And here's Price for three. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time. Price has got a couple of three-pointers in the second for Phoenix. Rockets trail by 15. Brown outside. Pass to Gordon. Kicks it to Mba Amute. Just 5 to shoot. It's tipped. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Great resolve there on defense, allowing nothing easy.
Just 3 to shoot. Tucker. Bender with the rebound. Bender's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Chris. And we've reached halftime in this one. Phoenix ahead, up by 15. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Tyson. Looks like 2 different teams after the loss. What's the difference?
Well, we just can't allow them to stay around close. You know, last night we had a letdown. Tonight we got to do a better job of getting down, staying our ground, playing defense, and taking advantage of this game.
Tyson, thanks a lot for your time. See you in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you've enjoyed our first half of action. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you back. Shaquille O'Neal is right there. Kenny the Jet Smith is right there. And this here is the halftime report. Eric Bledsoe is having one of those nights. He had 12 points, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. Kenny, let's start with you. What did you think about the Suns?
How good are these guys on the fast break? They're pushing the ball, finding the open man, finishing strong. They're at a breakneck pace, and if they can maintain this level of intensity in the second half, blowout city.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
Well, they were playing like it was Christmas, Ernie, giving up a lot of turnovers. There's no excuses for the turnover numbers, sloppy ball handling. They look out of control, and the execution was all over the place.
And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Day turning tonight here in the Southwest. We're in Houston. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Rockets trail by 15. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So on the floor for Houston, Harden and Ariza, the athletic wing pair. Ryan Anderson out there with Nene. And it's Paul in at the 1 spot. Well, one thing that Chris Paul has always been known for is his presence, Greg, on the defensive end. Just a smart and fundamentally sound defender who knows certainly how to disrupt a ball handler.
No doubt. In the modern NBA, there are so many guards that can beat you one-on-one. But Paul makes your shots tougher than probably anybody else in the league. Still, with the quick hands, he will come up with more than his fair share of steals. And I think it's safe to say at this point that Chris Paul is one of the all-time greats at that point guard position. Just so strong in his ability to lead a team both offensively and defensively. And you know, you get everything you want from him as a lead guard. I mean, he's not afraid of the big moment. Also willing to be that vocal leader that you often need at times. Let's see if ultimately he can be rewarded with a chance to play for a championship.
A nice shot by Booker.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Rockets trail by 16. Paul kicks to Ariza. The 3. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. 22 is their biggest lead. You talk about Paul as one of the great point guards. He led the way in the NBA for a long time as it became a more guard-centric league. And you know all about guard play.
Yeah, great point. And you talk to the other guards around the NBA, and they'll recognize Paul as a pathfinder for this generation. Everyone admires his competitiveness and attention to detail. And when it's all said and done, history will look kindly on his accomplishments.
And he knocks down the first one. He's perfect from the line this time. Here is Harden. Ariza outside. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And let's see which big men have had the softest touch lately with this look at the leading field goal percentages among centers and power forwards in the last 10 games. And you look at Capella, leading the league in field goal percentage. He always gets good looks. And, of course, Tyson Chandler. He also shoots the ball so well. One of the best.
And it's one thing to be able to create high-quality shots for yourself, but you still have to finish. And there's no doubt all those guys can do both.
Getting space to get your shot, that's difficult enough, but these guys have really mastered the art of hitting anything, contested or uncontested. They know how to get it done.
The first one falls. Both free throws good from Trevor Ariza. Second half just getting started. About a minute played. To the middle. And the dunk by Chandler.
You gotta love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage. The drive by Paul. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Paul's got 6 points.
His explosiveness going to the rack, ridiculous.
Bledsoe kicks to Warren. Clock at 6. The Suns need to get a shot off. The 3 from Dudley. That one no good. And Houston the other way now. Inside. Anderson can't get it to go.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
That is phenomenal work down there in the thick of it. This is the kind of D you want to see from him every time down the court.
But that would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Well, that's just not wise to take that shot in that situation. He'll think better of it next time around.
Oh, up high and down hard with that one-hander.
He got a little extra forceful. You're right with that one. Here is Bledsoe following the score by Houston. Booker, right side. The tray. Again, the miss by Booker. Rockets trail by 14. Feeds it to Ariza. It's hauled in by the Suns. Chandler's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. The drive by Booker, and he lays it straight in.
Timeout.
Booker's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Great job right there, Kevin. Beating the defense to the spot. Love the strong, aggressive effort right there.
Timeout called, the Rockets.
And they've gotten good looks, you know, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Well, I just think they're pressing too much, not really in a rhythm. Have to let the game come to you. Now, that's a great timeout call by the coach there to try to calm his team down. They're turning the ball over way too much.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at the Rockets. They're 6th right now in the conference with lots of time to make a move. And checking out Phoenix, 2.5 games back.
And I think for the Rockets, they were a team that no one knew quite what to make of entering the season. But as the years gone on, it's become clear they're legit contenders.
And I don't think they knew exactly what they were either at the beginning of the season. But as they've gotten more familiar with one another, their chemistry has really developed over time.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe, just maybe. And here are the Suns now. The Rockets making the shot. Chandler's shot, good.
Oh, he took a terrific angle right there off the screen, something they work on every day in practice.
Paul passes to Ariza. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws.
Oh, you love how physical Ariza is, just attacking the D and earning the call in the process.
He's had 6 attempts at the line, made 5 of them.
Taking 2 shots.
Two.
And he can't get the first one. The Suns making a switch here. Price is checked in. And the second free throw, good. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Bledsoe against Paul. Out to Price. Dishes it to Dudley. Chandler the pass to Warren. And it's Phoenix scoring again.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Now the pass to Anderson. Over in the corner, Paul. And Chandler sends it back. Here's Warren. 11 points in the game. Here's Paul. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 3 assists in the game.
Beautiful lead pass. The finisher never has to break stride.
Bledsoe kicks to Chandler. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. It's his first trip to the line.
Tyson Chandler. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off. And he's good on the second. Here's Paul. He's got 8. Passes it to Harden. Right block shot. The shot, no good. Good D by Price. Bledsoe dishes to Warren. Paul against Bledsoe. They get a hand on it. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul.
A brief check now of the stats for Bledsoe. How last month turned out for him? Averaging 15 points a game, 8 assists, and 2 rebounds. And with his ability to put the ball in the bucket, he has to be your primary focus defensively.
Now here's Bledsoe. He's got 14. 4 on the clock. Here's Price.
And Harden showing great strides of improvement on D, really doing his best to bother shooters.
He dishes it to Ariza. Nene, the pass to Paul. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Paul's got 10 points in the game.
Nice feed in close, right to where his teammate needed it.
Phoenix leading by 14. Bledsoe outside. And Chandler throws it down. And he's now got the double-double. 11 points and 12 rebounds.
Oh, and how about squeezing the orange as tight as he could there before the stuff?
Yeah, no way he's going to lose that thing on the way up. It's good. He's got 10.
And you have to love the shot selection of Ariza. So patient in how he waits for the offense to come to him.
The Suns have gone 6 of 10 from the field in the third quarter. Chandler with the screen on Harden. Price kicks to Warren. Dudley with it. He's got 10. Pass to Bledsoe. Drains it from beyond the arc. Bledsoe's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Nice off-the-ball movement and action to free him up for a shot he makes on a regular basis. Outstanding work.
Now here's Paul. He's got 10, and it's slammed in by Ariza.
Oh, you got to respect the fearlessness of Ariza, slamming it through in style.
Price kicks to Bledsoe. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Nene's got rebound number 12 here already in the game.
Shooting for Houston, James Harden. At the line for 2.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And he makes the first.
Yeah, and the work they've done at the line has been impressive here in the second half.
Houston with a big group substitution here. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. And Bahamute comes in for Anderson. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And Gordon subbed in for Paul. A big group substitution here for Phoenix. Lenz checked in for Chandler. Bender comes in for Warren. Chris, he's checked in for Jared Dudley. And it's Brandon Knight in for Eric Bledsoe. Harden hits them both. Suns leading by 13. Price outside. Len a screen. Pass to Chris. He kicks it to Knight. There's the dish to Bender. From the wing. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. Knight's got his 7th assist in the game.
Love how Bender squares himself up on these mid-range jumpers. His form is just exceptional.
Here is Mbamute, stolen by Len. Outside Knight. That one off the back iron and out. Rockets trail by 15. Mbamute dishes to Gordon. Here's Tucker. Drills it from outside. Tucker's got 7 points in the game.
So comfortable from distance, especially when no one runs him off of his spot.
Now here's Price. 11 points in the game. Outside Knight. Down low, Chris. And he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
And hammering down the two-hand slam. Brown is checked in for Houston.
And done a much better job from the line this half. They've gotten that percentage up over 80 for the game.
To the right side. Here's Tucker. Well, free throw shooting. Such an important part of the NBA game. And as the two-guard position goes, these have been the best in the league over the last 10 games. Third is Eric Gordon.
We've gotten used to seeing a lot of terrific free throw shooters from the two-guard ranks, but even so, it shouldn't take away from what these players have been able to do up there.
I mean, well, come on. You really are expected as a shooting guard to drain most of your free throws. And these guys know how to really knock them down at a consistent clip.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
That's good from Tucker. Both free throws good from Tucker. Suns leading by 13. To the paint. Here's Knight, and Capella sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession. Houston on D. There's the screen. Outside Knight. Shot off the pick. Again, the miss by Knight.
Well, in the rebounding game, at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him.
Brown kicks to Mbamute. Now the feed to Capella. Inside. Yep, it goes in, and the Suns' lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from Brown.
Teamwork at its finest. Love the extra pass.
Knight passes to Price. Now Knight. 9 points in the game so far. Stolen by Tucker. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Here's Brown. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Brown's got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Price kicks to lane. It's stolen by Brown. To the middle, 8 feet away. Mbamute up top. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game.
That's just a clumsy turnover there. Just an errant pass that should have never been attempted.
Devin Booker, he's checked in for Price. Phoenix leading by 9. Knight sets the pick for Chris. Booker. They get it again, but they recover it. He feeds it to Land. And finally they hit one. Land's got his second basket of the night.
Well, that's the range you want to shoot it from if you can get there.
Brown outside. Kicks it to Tucker. Over in the corner, Mbamute wants to get it to Brown and does. And the shot no good, a bit short. Phoenix has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. And Dragan Bender out of Croatia looking to follow in the footsteps of Porzingis as the next European big man to make an impact right out of the gates.
Yeah, and like Porzingis, I think he has a chance to be one of those guys that can spread the floor at the 5. A big man who can patrol the paint defensively and then stretch it on the offensive side of the floor.
Now here's Booker. 6 points for him. Bender, no good. They're looking now at a sizable deficit.
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to really rush the game. They need to avoid that.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Here's Bender.
And Dragan Bender, playing professionally in Europe from his mid-teens, never intimidated. He plays with a motor and an aggression that you love to see.
This is his 2nd trip to the line in this one. He throw good, Bender.
And right now at about 85% from the line, that's up from where it was in that first half.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And one difference this half is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
Rockets trail by 11. Over to the left wing. Outside Gordon. And here's Brown outside. Len grabs the board. And Bender standing 7'1" with a 9'3" standing reach. He has the length to play center, but he still has to get stronger.
Well, you have to remember, he didn't turn 19 until just before the start of the season. He'll add muscle over time, but for right now, he has the mobility and skill to play forward.
Capella, foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And a chance to check out some stats for Gordon. His last 10 games, he's averaging 14 points a game, 3 assists and 4 rebounds. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
Two shots.
That's good from Capella.
Wow, and the big man Capella has proven to be a reliable role player, a strong physical presence who takes smart shots and contributes well on D.
He doesn't get the second one. Suns leading by 13. Here's Booker. Eric Gordon grabs the board. Houston's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Here's Tucker. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Tucker's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Phoenix has gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Glenn, a screen. To the inside. Baamute with the steal. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. It's good. Brown's got it back down to single digits for the Rockets.
He's definitely been a different player this second half. He's shooting lights out now, much different after a tough first half.
And here is Knight. 12 points for him. Booker outside. 1 second left. And the miss. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the fourth. Who will carry the day? Suns lead by 9. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas. And the final period of play just about to start. Suns leading by 9. On the court now for the Suns, getting going here in the fourth. Bledsoe teams up with Booker in the backcourt. T.J. Warren out there with Jared Dudley. And it's Chandler in at the center, locking down the middle.
Oh, it looked as if he would never find his game after that awful first half start, but he's really hitting his stride in the second.
Feeds it to Anderson. Lets it go with a 3. That falls. Great assist by Bobby Brown.
And they found the touch from the field here in the second half. It was a struggle in that first.
To the middle. Out to Chandler. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Dishes it to Brown. And Anderson has it in the corner. There's the 3. Rebounded by Dudley. Well, Phoenix shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. And Warren the bucket on the assist by Bledsoe. And it's 13 points for T.J. Warren.
Terrific ball movement. No surprise it leads to a good shot.
Here's Brown. Phoenix grabs the miss. 22 is their biggest lead. Bledsoe with it. Picked up by Brown. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Here is Dudley. Shot clock at 6. The shot by Bledsoe. Nobody around. Misses the 3. Here's Gordon. Misses off the right iron.
That's the kind of shot you want him to take every time. He just happened to miss that time.
Bledsoe kicks to Chandler. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. And here's Dudley for three. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Tucker's got his third rebound tonight. And it's blocked. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Booker. For the Rockets, Trevor Ariza's checked in for P.J. Tucker. James Harden comes in for Eric Gordon. And Paul subbed in for Brown. Here's Paul. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it three.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
Shooting one.
Free throw, good. Paul. Suns leading by 7. Paul with the steal, and it's the Rockets on the break. Here's Harden.
You gotta give it up for Harden. Simply one of the best players in the league at drawing contact on his shot.
Elijah Millsap's checked in for Phoenix. The first free throw is good. The Rockets making a switch here. Nene is checked in. And both free throws good for James Harden. Phoenix leading by 5. To the middle, here's Chandler. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. 13 points for Tyson Chandler. The pass to Anderson. Back to Paul. Pass to Anderson. Charity stripe shot. And it's Phoenix with the rebound.
Oh, really surprised he clanked that one. He makes those on the regular.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Here's Paul, and it's sent back by Bledsoe. And now in transition is Bledsoe. Here we go.
Oh! Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
When he has the ball in his hands in transition, he always finishes strong, just like he did there.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Here's Paul, following the score by Phoenix. Left side, Anderson. And he uses the glass on the layup. Anderson's got 5 points now this quarter.
I like it. Aggressive. They're pounding it inside, unwilling to settle for less.
Warren kicks to Bledsoe. Shot, high post, count it. And the Suns lead by 9.
Oh, he had him spinning. It looks like he's dizzy after that crossover.
Paul outside. Chandler with the defensive effort. The Suns have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Dudley's shot is good.
Well, I guess from that distance, the defense thought he'd dish it off. Oops.
Houston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Paul against Bledsoe. Paul dishes to Harden. The baseline J. Chandler with the rebound. Chandler's got 14 rebounds tonight. Going after it. Here's Warren. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Pass to Harden. And they get it, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses.
Good shots, gentlemen.
He'll be shooting 2. And Phoenix gets called for the foul. Free throw good, James Harden. And the Suns making a change here. Chris is checked in. Good on both. Bledsoe with it. There's the pick. Pass to Chris. Back to Bledsoe. Nene pulls it in. Nene's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Shoots from 12. Harden, no good.
That's a shot you see him make all the time in warm-ups. He just messed up the release there.
Bledsoe for 3. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Three-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
Rockets trail by 15. Paul passes to Anderson. Releases from 15. Misses off the left iron.
They were right up in his grill. Really gave him no breathing room to release that one clean.
Chandler a screen for 3. Bledsoe. They get the rebound.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. In the corner, Harden. Now here's Dudley. Bledsoe for 3. That doesn't go either for Bledsoe.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Oh, just exceptional focus from Harden on the drive, knowing that the D can't stop him no matter what they do.
Now here's Bledsoe. Chandler with the screen on Paul. Warren against Ariza. And the shot by Warren, no good.
That's what we call good defense in the paint, worth its weight in gold.
Well, that's just a stupendous effort by him right there. He stopped him dead in his tracks.
Chris passed to Dudley. Bledsoe kicks to Chandler, and the dunk by Chandler.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
And how about the explosiveness he shows, going from the offensive to the defensive end in a blink.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Isn't that when you use your other skills like your mindset? That's just a high basketball IQ play right there. He knew he was no match inside. So what did he do? He pulled his defender out farther from the hoop.
Bledsoe. Almost, but it rolls out. Rockets trail by 15. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Here's Chris, guarded by Harden. On its way from Dudley for 2. It's rebounded by Houston. Nene's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. Here's Paul. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 4 assists in the game.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Well, of course it did. The D was nowhere to be found, and because of that, he easily sprinted down the court and got an easy bucket on that one.
Here's Warren. It's blocked. Now Ariza. Paul dishes to Harden. Lays it up and in on a nice reverse. Harden's got 25 points.
And Harden is certainly used to finishing through the physical defense, demonstrating just how special a player like he truly is.
Chris pass to Warren. Out to the right wing. The putback. It's good on the putback. And that's 19 points for Tyson Chandler.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
And here's Harden. He dishes it to Anderson. And it's off the back rim. No good. Here we go. 1-on-1. Here's Chris. Basket good. And the Suns lead by 15.
David versus Goliath, except this time, the bigger man wins this one.
Harden, and Harden with the stuff.
I mean, you gotta love, I love the aggressiveness of Harden on offense, just relentless in how he constantly looks for a shot. He was playing flawless basketball up until that turnover. He now has 4 fouls, only 2 left to spare.
Ulis is checked in for Chris. Now a timeout called by Houston. Eric Bledsoe really making a difference here.
He's in ultimate heat check mode right now, which is nothing but bad news for the defense.
Why you gotta start, girl? Why you gotta start? I know we make time for the thing.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Mike D'Antoni was talking about with his team. He was not happy with their play. He told them, we're getting outworked out there. Simple as that. We got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
Pulls up, high post. That's in, and the Suns lead is cut to just 11 points in the basket from Chris Paul.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
Now, here's Ulis. Tight defense on him. Tries a 3. Harden with the defensive effort. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And Anderson slams it in.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. Now, here's Bledsoe. There's a screen. There's the dish to Ulis. To the paint. It's tipped. Goes up on the block. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. He hits the first one, and that'll push the lead to double digits. Bender is checked in for Phoenix. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Here is Harden. 1:58 left to play here in the fourth. Nene, the screen. He lobs it up. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
You love it when a big man has those soft hands. Rarely any problem converting that close to the rim.
That free throw good from Anderson. Suns leading by 8. Here is Bledsoe. Chandler a screen. Bledsoe kicks to Bender. To the inside. Chandler. Stolen by Harden. Ariza outside. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
At the line for your Rockets, Chris Paul. At the line for 2.
2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that narrows the gap to 7. So he gets them both.
The lead's not looking as comfortable after those free throws. Nice job.
Bledsoe with it. Picked up by Nene. And that one, good. And that's now 9 points for Dragan Bender.
Can't do much to combat Bender when he's that close inside. He's just too long and too good in the paint.
Harden left side. Shot left block. Bank shot. No good. Well, Phoenix shooting at a 46% clip in the fourth quarter. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. Over in the corner, Bender out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
I have no idea why he would have even attempted that. That's a horrible turnover.
The Suns making a change here. Rice is checked in. Not a lot of time to get this one back under control.
No, they need to do their work quickly from here on out.
Beautiful lead pass. The finisher never has to break stride.
Knocked away.
Time definitely not on their side.
Well, look, you know the scouting report. When they get room to pull the trigger from there, they can be lethal. The defense simply can't let them get clean looks from outside.
Bender, he's checked in for Price. That free throw good from Anderson. There's 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Tries to save it. It's going to be out of bounds. The Suns will retain possession. There's 31 seconds left in the game. Pulls up on the wing. The rebound by Anderson.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Oh, no, you're right. It's selfish on his part to attempt that. Should have passed it back out and tried to get a better look.
And here's Harden for three. He's off from three. And he commits the intentional foul.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
On the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
Ooh, a cutthroat effort at the line. That should put this one out of reach.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They're losing by 5. 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
You know, and not only do you want to draw up a score here, but it's got to be a quick one.
That's true, but if they do score, then they have to quickly foul. A lot to talk about in that huddle.
Paul for three. Can't get the tip in. So the Suns win it. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Brandon. Great win tonight. You were really diming your teammates up, and that seems like when you're having the most fun out there.
Definitely just get my guys going a lot more and, you know, try to be more of a playmaker. And, you know, I enjoy, you know, seeing, you know, getting guys going and them making shots off my passes.
Great job getting your teammates involved tonight, Brandon. Thanks again. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present our Jordan player of the game, Tyson Chandler. Man, did he heat up in the second half. Everything coming up roses. It's amazing what he's capable of when he gets going.
Well, if anyone was wondering what that rock was in the low post, it was Tyson Chandler. He was such an intimidating force. You could see that they were afraid of Mr. Chandler and what he was going to do next. Defensively and offensively, he gave them problems all night.
I know a thing or two about high field goal percentages, and his was insane tonight. Tells you about the quality of the looks he was getting. But even when the shot was contested, he still found a way to get it to go. Excellent game tonight.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Kenny Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, for Kevin Harlan, and for the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. I hope you have a wonderful, even beyond wonderful, spectacular, just great. I mean, see you.
Good night.